All right, I'm doing a first here, folks. First time Bilbo's ever done a top video. Top 5, top 10, you know, everybody loves them, everybody hates them. Let's do one. Let's go. All right, I'm doing my top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My top 7 as of May 1st Sega Genesis games. I've got a lot of Genesis games. I've got 160-ish Genesis games, and it's probably my favorite console of all time. And man, there's a lot to choose from, a lot of good ones. Such a deep library. In my opinion, one of the deepest libraries of all the retro gaming consoles. And it's fun to collect for. They're getting hard to find. Gotta love the clamshells, the hang tabs. That 6-button controller is a perfect controller, in my opinion. The D-pad is just buttery smooth, although the Saturn one is just one step above it, which makes sense because it's newer. Anyways, let's get into a top video. I'm excited to do this sometime. Let's go no particular order, because why not? We'll just change it up. And I just grabbed 7 games off my shelf that are some of my favorites, and we're just going to go with that. All right, starting off, Earthworm Jim. I do not have the clamshell version. Unfortunately, I've got a cardboard box version that's in excellent shape. But 1994, I believe, was the release date, and this one's a little bit later. But man, the controls are spot on, so good, so fun. It's just a zany, crazy 90s game that has a lot of nostalgia for me. I played it a lot when it was new. I played it on PC mostly, which, you know, surprisingly had a PC port. But it was designed for the Mega Drive, first and foremost. But a banging soundtrack. Handles so good, the animation is so good. It's just fun. It's a great action platformer. A little difficult, but with some practice you can do it. Speaking of difficult, I'm going to segue into this. This is my number 6. Not used to saying the numbers here. This is my number 6 favorite or top game on the Sega Genesis, and that is The Adventures of Batman and Robin. And the reason I mentioned this being difficult, it is, man, is it tough. It is one of the hardest games of all time, I think. It's so hard, but it's so good, though. So fun. This game is a lot different than the Super Nintendo version. The Super Nintendo version is a beat-em-up, I'm thinking of Batman Returns. Scratch that. Adventures of Batman and Robin on Super Nintendo is an expensive cartridge, number 1. Number 2, that's about all I know about it. I've never played it, so I have no opinion whatsoever, so don't listen to me. This game, however, is an awesome run-and-gun game on the Genesis, and arguably has the best graphics of any 16-bit game. Changed my mind on that one. All right. That one was released late in the cycle of the Genesis, 95, I want to say. So, unfortunately, get the cardboard box. Okay, saving that one for the end because that's my favorite game. This one's iconic. Now, I'm not quite ready for that one. Let's go Contra Hardcore. A 1994 release as well by Konami. And we finally got Contra on Genesis. It only took till 1994. But I do not, unfortunately, have the manual, and my copy is a tish beat up. But you know what? Doesn't matter. This game is a player's copy because it needs to be played. It's an excellent game. Go play it if you haven't. I know several channels that I follow that I talk to all the time agree with me. Fantastic game. Brutally hard, but you know what? It's good. Alright. What am I even on? I'm terrible at this numbers thing. We did 2 already. Subtract. Okay, number 4 on the list. Let's go Gunstar Heroes. This game was a game that I was introduced by a family member who actually got me into retro gaming. John, if you're watching, shout out to you on this game. This game is fantastic. It is like Contra, but it's more Japanese and it's just more crazy. Like the explosions, the weapon mixing, the run and gun action, the way it handles. I mean, it's, you know, developed by Treasure. Do I need to say anything more? Great game. I want to say also 1993, probably. I don't know why I'm giving release dates. I'm a nerd like that. I like to know that stuff. I'm missing a manual on this. One of these days I'm going to track down manuals I'm missing. But I've got a very nice copy, though. It's number 3. Top 3 favorite games of mine on the Sega Genesis. Oh, let's go with the iconic, the quintessential Genesis pack-in game. The thing that launched it into stardom. The 1992 release of none other than Sonic 2. I know it's cheap to have that on everybody's top list, but it is a fantastic game. Super fun. I'm very nostalgic for this. Played it all the time as a kid at my neighbor's house. That's where I was first introduced to Genesis. And it's a great game. It deserves to be in the top 10. Yeah. I know some people prefer the first one better, the third one, or Sonic and Knuckles, which are all fantastic. But my favorite is 2. It's what I have the most nostalgia for. So there you go. Top 3 in my book. We're talking Streets of Rage 2. And this game is so deep for a beat 'em up. It is absolute perfection. The graphics are so good, so colorful. The sprites are huge. The music is like club quality music that is just so great. Yuzo Koshiro is an absolute wizard and composed the music for this game way back. I mean, he was young. His sister's on the development team. He's on the development team. It's a fantastic game. Go check it out. It is a great beat 'em up. Still holds up today. Just awesome. All right. I've successfully rambled my way to number 1. You guys ready for this? Anybody that knows me probably knows what my number 1 is, but so none of these are surprises. All right, number 1 game on the Sega Genesis, in my opinion, as of the filming of this, is none other than Castlevania Bloodlines. And I do have the cardboard box Majesco version, the late release, but you know what? That's okay. It's a fantastic game. I recently got a manual that's a little beat up, but thank you, Josh, for that. Appreciate that. I've been through this game a couple different times. I still need to go try to beat it on expert mode to get the alternate endings. I know there's multiple endings. There's 2 characters, multiple paths. It's a fantastic Castlevania game, which is, of course, a super iconic and quintessential series if you're a retro gamer. I highly recommend it, and it's pretty cemented as number 1 in my list. So there you guys have it, a top 7 Genesis games. Go check them out. I'm sure you've heard of all these, but you know what? If you're looking for ideas of what to pick up, you can't go wrong with any of these titles. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Alright, put these favorite games back on the shelf, and that was good. Oh no. I forgot to include any shmups on my top 7 list. What am I doing? What an idiot. Look at these. Truxton, Gaiaras, Hellfire, Twin Cobra. Oh, guys. I'm going to have to do another list. I didn't even put a shoot 'em up on there. What am I doing? Look at all those shoot 'em ups I got. Just sitting right there. Another video. I'm gonna do a first here. First time. Oh. Microphone.